I already did that. Are we live? Oh, yes, we're live. Hi, this is Alcan. Welcome back to my channel. We're doing this live. Uh, our favorite case happening in the city of New York right now is the murder of the CEO of United Healthcare, Brian Thompson. As you may know, this guy was assassinated on the streets of New York on the early morning of Wednesday, December 4th, on the way to an investors meeting at the Hilton Hotel on 54th Street in the Avenue of the Americas, or some people call it 6th Avenue, whatever you prefer. Um, by an individual, we still do not know who he is. We know now the guy because we found out that the guy was flirting with the help at a hostel in the Upper West Side of Manhattan and let the mask down to show a smiley face. So we know now why he was smiling. Now, there is some updates on this case. Police have been able to narrow down where the individual might have gotten on the Greyhound bus to New York City, somewhere between Atlanta and Washington, D.C., which is not much of a help because it's still got a long distance between those two distances. Um, they have found the backpack that he used in the crime. It was discarded somewhere around Central Park. When he left Central Park, he didn't have the backpack with him. So we don't know what's in there, but we know now they have the bag with them. They still don't have the murder weapon. They have the casings. They have his DNA now. And now they believe he might be out of New York City. He took a cab, a livery car, maybe a taxi, we don't know, up to 178th Street to the Port Authority bus terminal over there on the George Washington Bridge. Most likely he got on a Greyhound bus or New Jersey Transit across the river into New Jersey. From there, we do not know where he went. But we do know that he's not in the city, as far as we know, because they were able to track him down here and there, but they still don't have an identity, despite the fact that he was even in the hostel. The help seen him, and of course his roommates where he was renting seen him. So we still don't know who this person is. We still don't know what the motive is. We don't know if it's somebody who had a personal grudge, either because of a claim or an investor who got burned. Um, See, now we've gotten more stuff about Brian Thompson. Yes, he was married, but he separated from his wife. They were living apart. Um, he had threats. I understand he had security with him, but for some reason that day he was walking by himself. So what happened to the security? That's another mystery that has to be solved. Also, that Thompson himself was subject to investigations because from the Senate, U.S. Senate, and from the DOJ, there was a antitrust situation going on. His company tried to buy another company to get bigger, um, but antitrust matters got involved. Also, he wasn't telling his investors about the situation with this investigation, and he and some other people were quietly selling the stock without telling anybody. People lost money. So once again, we don't know if this person who shot him was doing it out of it had to be personal because he wrote stuff on the bullets. Um, we don't know if it's somebody had a claim denied. Maybe somebody lost their life because of this. United Healthcare has a history of denying people. They deny the most claims of any insurance company. That's according to them. Not me. I even though I had United Healthcare as an employee in New York City Transit for one time, they did switch it to Aetna. My beef isn't with the insurance company when it came to my wife, but that's besides the point. That's another story, another time. But the thing is, we don't know where he is. What was his motive for shooting him? But it looked like a scene out of a movie. I mean, coming out of nowhere, shooting Thompson in the back. Gun, even though the gun jam managed to clear up the jam and kept shooting until he was finished with him. Gets into an alleyway, gets on an e-bike. It is not a city bike as we originally believed. We don't know where he got the bike, but he got the e-bike, went to Central Park along 6th Avenue, disappeared, left around 85th Street without the backpack. So now we got clues: a discarded cell phone, the backpack, a water bottle, some wrappers from Starbucks. Of course, the photos of him without the mask, and it brings up another subject. Um, One of the counties in New York passed a legislation to ban facial masks on people because they feared that they were using it to cover themselves up to avoid being identified in a crime. I mean, if you're let's see, I mean, if you're covered up like this, you're it makes it hard for people to identify you. But of course, like this, yes, you could be identified easier, especially recognition software. So yeah, like I said, there's a DNA evidence. They now narrowed to where he got on this bus between Atlanta and Washington D.C. So he was on the bus at Washington D.C. Now the question is, where is he? So there's got to be a nationwide manhunt looking for this individual. So is he hiding in New Jersey? Is he in Philly, or is he in Boston? Is he heading to Canada? We don't know. It's one of these mysteries, and of course, he had people cheering for the gunman. Believe it or not, I know that a lot of people are upset that these insurance companies like to not pay these claims. And this United Healthcare is the biggest one, and the biggest how I don't know how to put it this way, but they like to deny a lot of claims. They make huge profits. Last year, I guess that's what he was going to deliver at the speech at the investors meeting. Well, it's not unusual for CEOs these companies to go have these meetings in hotels and in Manhattan. I mean, I attended one for one company, and yes, they were in a skyscraper on the 55th floor. Not identifying the company for us for the company safety reasons. Um, Basically, we don't know what was going to be discussed because the man's under investigation by both the U.S. Senate and the DOJ. So we don't know if he was going to spill the beans or he was going to lie, or we don't know what. So this is what adds to the mystery. We don't know why he was shot dead. All we know is he had a lot of issues. His marriage is falling apart. He's being investigated by two different entities. He pissed somebody off to the point that they had came all the way to New York City to shoot him dead. And to have words written on the bullets casing themselves. I mean, this is saying that there's a bullet with your name on it, but this is a whole new level. We don't think there was a professional hitman involved, but somebody who knows about guns. But this was unbelievable. It's almost like a scene from Murders in the Building. The only thing missing is the cast. I'm sure they'll probably write this in for next season. No, I don't want to be part of the show. Thank you. I mean, I love Selena Gomez and I love Steve Martin and I love Martin Short, but no, I don't want to be part of that. Thank you. It just boggles the mind. You know, you have another reason why people don't want to get involved with situations where there's a crime in New York because you have a district attorney who's out of control, who looks like a huge empire paying one, looking for the next fish meal in the North Pole or the South Pole. Doesn't care about fighting real crime. He cares about fighting fake crime. Um, right now his Trump case is in disarray. That's trying to hang on to it so he can use it for his reelection. And I guess the Daniel Penny case is just another feather in his hat. But crime in Manhattan is pretty high, especially after he taking over for what's his name, Cypress Vance Jr., whatever the heck his name was, the other DA. It was climbing underneath him. He was already cutting slack for the fare beaters, and then Braggs had to add his 2 cents to the whole thing. Manhattan is a mess. But as you can see, even if somebody had tried to intervene and something had happened to gunmen, the person who intervened would have ended up probably being prosecuted by Alan Braggs. That's the dilemma we have in New York City right now. So, that's all I have for now. But I just want to remind you folks to be vigilant. If you happen to spot this person, remember, call the authorities. Do not try to approach this person yourself. Consider that person armed and dangerous because you don't know what that person's capable of doing. He's already demonstrated once. We don't need somebody else to find out the hard way. So that's my recommendation. If you see him, spot him, just call the authorities. Don't handle it yourself. So this is Alkane saying so long for now. Don't forget to stop. If we have many more updates, I'll let you know. Or you can check your local news because it's developments are happening at a rapid pace. Hopefully, before the end of the month, they will catch this individual. Hopefully. All right. Good night, everyone.